Hello, everyone, and welcome to our product briefing, Critical Steps to Secure and Manage Your Remote Workforce. Thank you for taking the time out today to join us, and I hope you can gain some valuable and practical tactics from the content we're about to share with you. My name is Dianne Lapierre, and I am the Chief Information Officer here at Absolute Software. I oversee everything IT and security for Absolute. I joined Absolute at the beginning of this year, and prior to that, I was the CIO for Raymond James Financial Services in Canada, where I led a team of over 100 IT professionals providing all aspects of information technology services. And today, my co-presenter is Jason Short, our VP of Product Management.
Thank you, Dianne. As Dianne mentioned, I'm part of the product management team at Absolute, and I'm going to come back a little bit later in our presentation today to kind of show some of the ways that our customers are using our existing product, our existing console, to help them manage and secure their end users' devices. So I'm excited to do that, but I've been at Absolute for a couple of years now, and before that, I've spent almost 10 or so years in information security and security tools.
Great, thanks, Jason. So our briefing today is 30 minutes, followed by 15 minutes of audience questions. We're going to start by talking a bit about the impact of COVID-19 on workforces, followed by some of the tactics that I've personally found helpful for crisis management and governance during this time. We'll then talk about how Absolute can help and show you some helpful strategies in the Absolute console. And finally, we'll conclude by answering any questions that you might have come up with throughout the presentation. So firstly, let's talk about the impact of COVID-19 on workforces today. So this is our poll. And before I take you through the slides, I want to start off with this quick poll to talk about how you are personally experiencing the challenges of COVID-19 from an IT or security perspective. So we're really talking about 5 different areas of potential impact I think many of us are experiencing. First and foremost, I'm sure on top of our minds is the safety of our students or our employees. The increase of unsecured data on our devices, I think, is a big concern. Ensuring that employee collaboration is not compromised as we try to work through these interesting times. Ensuring that employees and students have access to company and school resources. And also vulnerable endpoints as a result of the tools that we may traditionally use that are not optimized for remote patching. Okay, so I think that got some areas across the board, but some certain areas of concern that I know we can help you with in our presentation today. Okay, and there's the results. So I think each of those areas really combines into 3 critical areas of impact. I think, all of us are concerned about employee safety, and privacy is an aspect of that safety. Are our employees, our students' devices safe, and are they protected from intrusion and viruses and such? Data and device security with our devices off the network. How do we ensure that the devices and the data on them particularly are safe and secure? This is especially concerning if you're in a regulated industry. With employees working from home, I think we're all aware, although we know that this may be not our policies at this time, we are experiencing that due to some of the connectivity issues our employees are experiencing, our students are experiencing, data is being downloaded onto devices while employees do have access to the network that would normally not have been good practice. So we do need to make sure that we are keeping those actual endpoints safe and secure. And then finally, productivity. With staff and students working from home, how do we make sure that they have access to the corporate resources they need and they can effectively collaborate as they need to do their jobs? The next part I want to talk about is really going through some crisis management and governance best practices that I've seen to work successfully for me throughout my career, and particularly here at Absolute. Certainly, this is a crisis that I think is unprecedented in all of our careers. This is, most of our crisis management or business continuity plans really didn't plan for something of this scale or of this magnitude and the impact that it would have of our people working from home like this. In my most recent experience, the last time that I was involved in the activation of a crisis management plan was to do with a fire in one of our office buildings of an important branch of Raymond James that experienced a fire in the building. But that was isolated. It was one office, and we were very successful in maintaining continuity for that office. But that's very different than the kinds of things we're experiencing now. So what do we do? I think the first thing we need to do as senior leaders is really understand the concerns of the broader leadership team. So meet as a CIO or as an IT security person, meeting with the senior leadership group, understanding for our particular business, what are their concerns? Where are the areas that they need to focus on? What we then did at Absolute was assemble a subcommittee of our regular risk committee that is comprised of cross-functional teams across our business, our customer support area, our HR, legal, and of course our CEO. And we are meeting, originally we were meeting 3 times a week. We're now meeting twice a week to talk about each of the key areas. Of course, our primary concern is our employees. Are they safe? Are they secure? Are they productive? Do they have what they need to do their jobs? Are they healthy? Do we have any concerns in that area? And very quickly, our discussion moves to our customers. Are we doing everything we can to support our customers during this time? Is all of the technology that our customers depend on reliable and safe and secure as always? Are there any additional things that we need to do to ensure that? How is our business doing? Or is our orders coming in, or are our bills being paid? All of those sorts of things. Do we have everything we need in place to do that? And I think it's very helpful as a group to meet and talk about these things and how we can support each other as we activate this business continuity plan that, as I said, really wasn't designed for the type of situation that we're necessarily dealing with today. And finally, and most importantly, communicating with staff regularly, not only about the technical aspects of their job, but also about them as people and how are they doing and what are we doing there. And we're doing that in a multi-tiered approach. We absolutely have communication coming out more formally from HR and from IT to talk about what's going on and what they need to do to stay safe and secure technically and personally, but also informally through all of our teams and creating opportunities for dialogue at all levels of management. So I think these are the key crisis management things that we need to do. And at the end of the day, it's all about communication across the organization. And now I'd like to pass it over to Jason to take us through some strategies in the Absolute console.
Thank you, Dianne. And again, I'm really excited to be able to kind of talk about some of the conversations that we've had with some of our customers over the last few weeks. And what we've tried to identify here, and we'll cover these in the demo here in a second, is highlighting some of the features that some of our customers are using today to help with either communicating with end users or to assess the status of their devices, or use something like our application persistence or reach to go out and mitigate any issues on those devices. So let me just pop open our console here. And as you can see, our console with everything starts with visibility. Landing on the dashboard, being able to configure exactly the aspects of your environment that are most important for you to look at. These are a fully configurable dashboard.